Good evening and welcome back to Beacon, our alien actual play here on Althaven. I almost said Q times. We are so happy to be back for our season 3. We took last week off in observance of the global strike. We are back this Monday tonight. Going to go ahead and just kick things off to talk to you guys a little bit about what we've got coming up next Monday. So next Monday, the plan is for Beacon to host a charity fundraiser. We're going to be doing it during the episode. More information about this is going to be coming out throughout the week, so stay tuned and look at our socials. But when you see it pop up on the Twitter Corps or Blue Sky, do spread the word, and we'll keep you guys posted about when that's happening. We're stream punks. We're all about hope punks, so we're going to do what we can about that. Let's see.
You're not allowed to make a xenomorph a donation goal.
Well, don't give me ideas, Sam.
You said it.
Why would you do that? Why would you do that?
Oh God, why did I do that?
We did have a Borg cube as a donation.
A Xeno Borg.
I don't have to be here.
A Xeno engineer Borg cube shows up.
Yeah.
Just tell us you want to end the campaign.
Dun dun dun. So that's going to be next Monday. My only personal announcement is, in case you guys didn't know, I am out of my mind and decided to start up yet another campaign on Sundays on GaryCon Live at 1 p.m. I'm running a D&D game called The Ward Rats. It's a Planescape game. It's a great game filled with great people. One of the things that I love about it most is we have some first-time players in the group. Well, I should say first-time player. If you're not familiar with Shannon Purser, you know her from Barb from Stranger Things. She is a brilliant performer and a natural tabletop role player. Her very first game session, she just wanted to pickpocket a demon. And so she did, and it was priceless. So definitely tune in if you want to see. We also have AJ Winters, I believe, and then just check it out. I will spare you all the details, but definitely check it out at 1 p.m. over on GaryCon Live. That's my only announcement. Does anybody else have any announcements tonight before we jump in? Somebody, aha, yes, Eliza.
Hi. So a little sad news. Storyloom is shutting down at the end of February. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, so sad. So many awesome stories and writers came out of that app. And I'm so grateful I got to be a part of it. I have 2 complete, fun, horror fantasy game stories that I can now put somewhere else. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, for the next month, if you haven't already played through Welcome to the Blood Bar and Anaya the Hunter, and then the also little crossover game that I wrote, Bloodbound at the Blood Bar, play through those because they're only going to be there for another month or so. And shout out to all the other amazing writers. Definitely check out their games and stories too. Like, that app was really something special. And that's it.
Right on. Okay. Thank you, Eliza. Anybody else have any announcements? Yes, Caitlin.
I know some folks are not so much on the corpse of the bird app, as Eric called it, but I put out a couple of making calls to actions easier videos this week about how to email your reps and trying to demystify calling and talking to people who are representing you. So if you have been wanting to take action, do something helpful, and don't have the monetary ability, or you are not a person who can go to demonstrations for whatever reason, I put some demystifying from home calls to actions on my Twitter. And I don't think Blue Sky does video yet.
I don't think it does.
Yeah, so I haven't been able to, I didn't look because I didn't think it did, but they're on my Twitter. If that is something that is interesting to you, I highly recommend checking it out. Once you kind of figure it out, it becomes a lot easier to become involved. Once you've done it once, it gets easier. So I put those out, check them out, and get involved.
Sweet. Super awesome you did that too, because definitely takes pressure off, because you get so nervous making calls like that. Because you don't even want to call to order a pizza. So motivating yourself to call a rep is pretty intimidating. So thank you.
It's like call after hours. No one will pick up.
Right,
nobody will answer you. You leave a message.
All right. Sam, I think you had an announcement, yes? Or did Noir want to go first? Or did you want to do both?
I'll just go
for it.
Quick.
Yeah.
couple things. One, we've got our last Tuesday game coming up, and we will be venturing back into the world of Star Wars. We're going to see where we've saved a bunch of people, and now we need to find a home for them. So that's what we'll be doing next. Second, I am moving. If you would like to help me with that process, I have a coffee. And also let me know on the socials where you would prefer to have me do games. There's a bunch of GMing sites. There's Start Playing and Demi Playing. I want to know where the people are. So let me know. And I'll start setting up a couple of games. I've been obsessed with the Marvel multiverse games, so that's probably what we'll be doing. Other than that, thanks to Caitlin, I found out that my representative, Tammy Duckworth, is the worst. But that is
That's kind of how it goes. I'm sorry.
I loved her before, and then I talked to her,
And then you realized Waylon Yutani.
oh my god, it's so bad. I was just like, please, just tell me you're not a robot. I would never say anything that would be robot like. Anyway, that's my announcement. Passing it on to you, Sam.
All right, Sam, take it away.
Hello. Coming to you from Not Robot Like and Androids Don't Feel Stress. I, as always, procrastinate being scared of all of that stuff with announcements. In Coffee Early Access now and available tomorrow on Althaven's YouTube is the most recent episode of the gaming news show I co-host with Althaven's own Jake. Yes, that Jake. That one. Right there. Yeah. Show is called What We Know, and it's about what we. Okay, so this week what we know is about Quinfall, which is an MMO game in development / rabbit hole that captured my mind like a spider's web, trying to find out exactly what was going on with this thing. I'd never heard about it, but I am enchanted and disturbed. Find out.
Great band name.
Well, while you're on YouTube, please also check out my own channel, youtube.com/@delevely, DELEVELY, for May Contain Science, where, much like this game, there's danger. So we know plants give off danger signals, but have you ever thought about how they receive the danger signals from other plants? What kind of sense is it? How does it work? I didn't realize I had no idea about that until Fresh Science that we used in my absolute favorite way, bioluminescence. So go check that out. That's live on my YouTube now.
I've heard of that.
Mark Wahlberg taught me about that in The Happening.
We do not say Shyamalan's name around here. There are Avatar fans in this chat.
Whoa.
We do not say.
There's a
That
culture
just took
happening.
me back. Wow.
No, trust me, you're better off not knowing. 3 hours, I'll never get back.
And on that note,
And on that note,
season premiere. I'm excited.
let's start season 3 of Beacon. Welcome back, everyone. You're watching the horror unfold as I made sure that all my players had spent their XP because they're going to need it. And Sam went into panic mode. Sam, make a panic roll. All right. Let's go ahead and start. When we last left off, you guys had just escaped a nuclear explosion, leaving orbit. The destruction of this bizarre alien site being enveloped in a nuclear fire from behind you, leaving behind a partially completed objective. Unfortunately, you were not able to save who you were hoping to save. It was a long shot at best, but the very least, you were able to stop Maitland from hurting anyone ever again. You were able to put an end to his schemes, and you were able to recover. You were able to recover some data. That is to be dealt with later, because Sam, if you remember, not everybody saw you do that. So that has been done. So we're going to get to that. But you guys have returned back up to the Coral Sea, and you've already find yourselves walking off the ramp and into the landing bay of this Colonial Marines frigate, battleship in space. There are a few less Marines walking off the ramp, and a few of them are carrying others out over their arms with limps and whatnot. But you can see some injuries were sustained. It looks like everyone's fine and bandaged up. Looks like their personal medic on their fire team has taken care of the worst of the situations, but they're all heading to the med bay. When you guys make your way down the ramp, you find Captain Levine looking snappy as ever in his uniform with his hands folded behind his back, waiting for everybody at the end of the ramp, nodding to the Marines, and he tells a few of the Marines debriefing is in 3 hours. Go get some rest. Grub is waiting for you in the mess hall if you need it. One by one, as they're all saluting and moving past him, you all step down the ramp, and a not unsympathetic look on his face as he sees the expression on each of you. And all he says is, at the end of the day, you got the job done. You ever have any doubts, just remind yourself of how many people you saved by doing what you did down there. I'm sorry you weren't able to rescue the doctor. Get some sleep, get some rest, whatever you need to get. We're headed back to Beacon immediately.
All right.
Corporal, Tig, you get some time after you've rested up and had some food. I'd like to see you both at the CIC.
Yes, sir.
You got it.
You don't miss the jaw clench at Tig's informality, but he just nods, showing some measure of understanding that Tig does not consider herself reinstated. And he moves away, and you guys find yourself in this echoous, large chamber that is the hangar deck of this frigate.
When he walks away, Tig goes, I could have been so much ruder. I don't know what he expects from me. That was very pleasant, I think. That was pleasant.
Yeah, especially considering what we just went through. I wouldn't worry
Extremely well
about it.
behaved.
Yeah.
Yeah, hey, if you wanted a ranked response from me, should have called me by a rank or something. You got Corporal, I got Tig.
Yeah.
Casual address, casual response, man. I need a nap.
Yeah. I need some bug juice. And then a nap. And then more bug juice. And then maybe a workout.
Laundry list. Yeah, we'll get there.
You also need a nap, Doc.
It's all the same. I think I just need a little bit of time to myself. But you all enjoy your naps and like, I'm just gonna go somewhere. I think Doc is gonna try and get as far away from people as possible and then just light up a cigarette.
You've got your own quarters.
Yeah, he's gonna sit in his corner and he's just gonna be chain smoking for the night.
Okay. So
anybody's welcome to come in.
Do you have any stress left over?
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Smoking actually reduces 1 point of stress.
Okay, well that brings
Believe it or
me to now 4 points of stress instead of 5.
Don't smoke, kids.
It's bad for you.
But it does relieve 1 point of stress. Just like coffee does. Or no, coffee gets you stressed, but it removes the
Exhaustion.
sleep. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. At one point, kind of unceremoniously, as Doc begins to step away, you guys hear the heavy footsteps coming down the ramp behind you of Corporal Wynn, the pilot. He just comes tromping down the ramp with his sack over his belongings and his flight helmet over his shoulder as he goes, I need to take a piss. And he just kind of walks past all of you. Right behind him, just going over a checklist, is you see the co-pilot, Caldera. She just nods to both of you and says, to you, Martha and Tig, and then to you as well, Isaac. And she just looks at you and goes, you guys okay?
We're back in one piece.
My first combat drop, I threw up all over the console. All over the console. Had to clean it up. Anyway. With those encouraging words, she immediately moves on.
I feel like it hits anyway, at least for Tig, maybe Martha too, but like, yeah, like genuinely, gotcha.
Yeah. For those of you who are Colonial Marines or used to be Colonial Marines, it's an old rite of passage. There's usually a bet that goes on when a Colonial Marine is going on their first combat drop from high orbit. Whoever throws up has to clean it up, and anybody else who throws up. So the first person who blows it. It's kind of this running gag. Yeah, it's kind of this running gag. So the two of you get the Marine speak. She's basically telling you, I was that guy. It was a bad day. This would absolutely function as, actually, yes, I'm going to say this absolutely will function as a banter ability. So you guys can reduce 1 point of stress as she says this to y'all.
Not 2?
Or is it 2? Is it 2 points?
Yep.
Oh,
banter
2 points.
lets you
Yeah.
drop 2.
Take 2 points as she throws banter at you guys. And moves off the ramp.
Where's the are we close to where the bug juice is?
That would be the mess hall. Yeah.
Are we on that floor?
The mess hall's 2 decks up, but that's easy enough to get to.
I'm heading to the mess hall.
Okay. What are you doing, Tig and Isaac?
Probably just like dissociating for a second. Just like kind of trying to get the like, okay, I got to put all the pieces in order that makes sense. I'm standing upright. I'm back in gravity. Like just like a taking a second to reorient, and then like a big like and she's gonna go find her quarters.
Okay.
Pass out. She says bye to Isaac and heads out.
Do you have a plan, Isaac?
Nope. I don't really need to sleep or bug juice or whatever Doc was doing. And this isn't my ship, so there aren't a lot of things I can do. I have nothing I'm supposed to be doing right now. I'm just gonna stand in the hangar for a little while, and
it is kind of beautifully sad and comical at the same time. As everyone breaks, Isaac, you just stand there in the hangar and kind of look around like, if this was Beacon Station, you would know exactly how to put yourself to work. But as you kind of glance about, you see this place as a well-oiled machine.
like being in someone else's kitchen.
Yeah. Yep.
So, yep.
Here I am. As you start pulling your boots off your feet, Tig, situating yourself onto the bunk bed, one of the great things about being on detached service, when there's only 2 fire teams on board, a frigate of this size, typically there's going to be room for guests, which means there are some guest quarters. You don't have to share this quarter with anybody in a bunk. You already know the other fire teams all have to share their same, when they're not sharing their pods, they have to share their same rack times. So you've got your own space. It feels a little decadent to you being an ex-Marine and having this own space. But as soon as you pull one of your boots off and feel the ache in your feet, you hear a chirp at the door.
She considers pros, cons of pretending she's asleep.
Just hear it one more time. Deep, 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 deep.
And decides to get up, and she goes and opens the door.
You see Lieutenant Batista standing at the door. The first thing that strikes you about her is that she doesn't look like she has been to the infirmary yet. She has a bandage over the left side of her body. It looks like her arm is in a sling.
Jesus, what's the point of coming here first?
Just want to see if you're okay. I didn't get a chance to talk to you before you got off the dropship, so.
All right, sit down. She's gonna try to wheel her in.
Okay. Yeah, she steps.
If you're not going to med bay, we might as well make this a twofer. Like,
yeah, she steps inside and just kind of looks around. She goes, "Swanky shit. Get this place to yourself."
Oh yeah.
She slides into a chair.
Yeah, Tig pulls out her kit.
So I heard you face down your first Xeno.
It's been, hold on, above table. It's been a very long time. How Paxton's Reach was super, like, we locked that down, right? Like, we're like, we never talked to anybody about that. That was kind of the...
Yeah, in Paxton's Reach, you actually didn't encounter a Xeno. You encountered a neomorph.
Yeah, no, but it was...
Yeah,
it's
true. It's true, but
Yeah.
you encountered Xenos on the station, and then you encountered a full-grown drone xenomorph down on the planet side. So you've encountered more than one Xeno at this point. Most of them were Xenos with lowercase x, but the one that you and Eliza handled was an uppercase xenomorph.
Yeah, okay. But like, I just like for
Tig's memory.
Upholding my oaths to my friends.
Right. Yeah.
And we weren't ever gonna talk. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're ugly.
Yeah. No, I pissed myself the first time I saw one. I thought it was some kind of dragon or something when it was coming out of the darkness. They look just like the darkness, and then it starts to move. Scary shit, man. And then I made the classic mistake that a lot of Marines don't survive. Close range.
How?
She pulls up she pulls up some of her like equipment, shows you the side of her body, just pulls it right up to about the mid part of her chest, and sure enough, the skin on the right side of her body, you can already see it in your mind's eye, that acid just eating through the body armor of a Marine. She goes, I got lucky. I got real lucky.
Oof.
Anyway, we're not the first ones to encounter Xenos out here now. They're building more and more information about them, apparently. But
how many of you had to go up against?
Oh, shit. On the understanding that I'm not supposed to be talking about this, we got into a hive one time. Didn't mean to. Floor fell in underneath us, fell about 16 feet, landed in something that wasn't steel like we were expecting. You see her exhale for a second, shakes her head and just says, yeah, it was fucked. Didn't see any cocooning though, thank God. Heard stories about that shit. Didn't see any of that.
Yeah, we did a lot of reading before this trip. Gnarly.
She nods and goes, you left the service at the right time, man. I used to think Frontier War was as ugly as it was going to get. Colony War was pretty bad. Watching colonists kill each other, I don't think I'll ever get over that. But seeing Xenos, shit, that's a whole other magnitude of fucked. I mean, there are things out here, you know?
Yeah, I don't think it was ever really a place for me to begin with, but here we are. And she's going to start like lifting up her arm to see. She's got her med kit out and she's going to start triaging.
Looks like, go ahead and make me a check.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to find out what's wrong with her and actually see if you can, because she has been critically injured, actually.
Yeah.
Her arm is messed up.
And I believe my med kit gives me +2, right?
Medical aid. Yes, it does. Let's see. So you are using broken if you apply medical aid and your roll succeeds. Chapter 5 damage. Okay, cool.
Whoa.
Any ones on your stress dice?
No, but I got a 6 on a stress dice.
Bad.
That's 2 successes.
Okay. So, as long as you have health left, damage points, fatigue, bruises, painful, critical injuries represent much more damage. Okay, so you rolled. Excellent. Let me just look and see. Okay. Okay. Yeah, as you go over the issue with her arm, you're pretty sure it's broken. It's going to be about. So let me just roll here. It's
God, I forgot how bullheaded you guys are about this.
It's about this is gonna. I just rolled 2d6. It's gonna take about 8 days to heal. As you glance over this, if she wants it to get any better, she's gonna have to go to the mess. She's gonna have to go to the infirmary and get this, fixed up and regenerated. But right now, you're basically giving her the painkiller treatment and setting her right.
Yeah.
But you do
make sure she's got this sling on a way that's not actually hurting.
Right. You're able to restore all of her health points. She's just gonna have a critical injury on her.
Yeah.
You adjust her sling. It's slapdash done. You can tell that she has a very low rating in first in medical aid as you're helping her readjust. She goes, "So what are you guys gonna do now? Are you just gonna go back to Beacon?"
I mean, I guess maybe I shouldn't be making decisions while I'm tired and covered in
shit. You're right.
viscera.
No,
no, you're good. I had a thought that maybe I'd go home, but I don't know if that's something that I can make myself do or not. It's just been bouncing around the old noggin, so we'll see if that sticks once I've had a full night's sleep.
He gets quiet for a moment and just nods and says, "I don't think anyone would blame you if you wanted to go home after that. I don't tell anybody this, but after my first encounter with the Xeno, I was playing it pretty strong around my fire team, but soon it was done. And I just hit the showers and I just kind of fell apart, I wasn't expecting that. I thought I was okay. And then all of a sudden it just fell apart. It's just shit out here they can't train you for. I mean, the Xeno thing, it's new, and they're only just now talking about it. We're only just now finding out that they've known about this shit for a long time. And they're only just now starting to develop shit to deal something with it. But until then, grunts like us get thrown in the meat grinder every time there's a Xeno problem. There's no other way to do it, especially if there's company equipment involved and they don't want to just nuke the thing from orbit.
Yeah. Well, as fucked up as it might sound, I don't even know if it's the Xeno that's getting to me.
Yeah.
Overheard some monologuing, I guess, that made me think of some people.
Shit got dug up, huh?
Not even fully, just I have to decide if I want to dig it up or not. Isn't that worse?
Yeah. Well,
how about you? Y'all do everything. Y'all make it out after the... Sorry about the explosions, by the way.
She shakes her head and she shrugs a little bit. You can tell something's bugging her. And she goes, "We lost a couple."
Sorry.
She just nods and says, "I'll wait until we're off duty to deal with that." But
yeah, I know how it goes.
All right, I'm going to give you your space, but I just thought I'd come in here and tell you that I'm pretty sure if you and your crew have anything you want to say to that Varela chick, you should probably say it before you step back onto Beacon, because she's going straight to prison. I guarantee you. She ain't ever going to see the inside of that space station again.
I hadn't thought that far ahead, but it's a good heads up. Thanks.
She nods and stands up and she goes,
"Go to sickbay."
Yeah.
It is broken. I don't know if I said that out loud. It's very broken.
I had a feeling.
Yeah.
She walks to the door and she goes, "Get some rest."
You too.
Steps out. Door closes behind her.
Do we have we don't have communicators, do we?
No, but you do have like wall.
Oh wait,
You have
we
access to.
last session, Martha made us an encrypted channel.
That's true. You can still use the
forgot about that.
channel. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna ping Isaac. Hey, Isaac, you around?
Yep.
I was just given a heads up that we basically have this trip back to Beacon with Varela. I just wanted to let you know, in case you, I don't know, had anything you wanted to say to her. It
Have
just
this
sounds
trip
like
with
it's
her
not.
to what?
I don't think they're gonna let her come back to Beacon with us. I think she's in a lot of trouble.
Well, yeah.
But yeah, I wanted to make sure you had if you had anything you wanted to do about that, you had the time to do it.
Thank you.
Yeah. And
You're
if
not
you
sleeping.
don't want to, I'm about to, but I was going to say also, if you want a place to loiter that is less public, I got extra space.
What makes you think I'm loitering?
Oh, I would never assume it's just a shot in the dark that maybe if you're busy, then don't even worry about it. Then you spend all the time doing all your busy work that you want. So it's all good if you want to forget about it.
Thank you for
But if you are loitering, if you find yourself loitering, offer's open.
You really need to sleep.
I'm on it.
Thank you for telling me before you did.
No worries, Isaac. See you around.
See you around.
Tig is going to fall face first into her bed and pass out.
It is amazing how quickly you fall asleep. Does anybody else have anything they would like to do? On the trip back.
You go.
You reminded me of the director, and he did make the promise, so I think Doc would go after tearing up a whole carton.
Okay. So
I think our comms are it's not individual channels, so I would assume that both of you are appraised of.
Oh, that's true. You probably all heard
conversation.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you all know.
That's true.
You all know
that I'm loitering. She told everyone.
Yeah. Isaac did sound remarkably defensive for something.
No,
I said if you're loitering, if on the off chance you find yourself loitering.
Not a good look, Tig. So yeah,
a sleep drooling. Great look.
Doc's gonna make his way to the director.
All right, the director is in the brig. So when you step inside, the first thing you are greeted with is a young private who is currently in full dress fatigues. He stands up as you step inside. You see he does have his sidearm. He is sitting behind what looks like this square desk that is built into the ground. This very tech-looking desk that functions as probably a primary link up to the mother system, as well as a work desk. There are 5 doors behind him that look like they sealed closed. And when he stands up, he says, "Doctor, what can I do for you?"
I'm here to talk to the director, if I may. Just need to exchange a couple of unpleasant words, as it were.
You see him look a little skeptical at this. If you would like to attempt to convince him, it would be a manipulation check.
I get to show you where I put all my staff.
Yeah, I was going to say.
All right.
You have the manipulation skill the way Isaac has strength. All right.
I want to need 5 more dice.
Okay.
Small ones are my panic die. So that's 4 panic die. All right.
Organics.
Where's my coffin? All right, never mind. I'll just use the treasure chest.
Organics.
All right, that is after all that, 1 success.
That's all you needed. Don't forget, this game is punishing it is. All you ever need is 1 success to get the job done. So he looks like he hesitates for a moment and he goes, all right, 10 minutes. Reaches down and he puts a key into the mother system and he says, Mother, can we get access to prisoner 004? You see one of the doors open up. He says, clock's running, Doc.
Thank you kindly. It shouldn't take too long.
You step into this corridor. It's only large enough to have a single cell at the end of it. The end of that cell, you see what look like pairs of bars, old school style, that have been set up. These bars, however, look kind of bright and shiny. They don't look like the dark sort of prison bars. Instead, they look like they're made out of material that's probably very difficult to cut through. You see that it is a sparse-looking room with an alcove for a bed, a sink, and there is a private sectioned off area for privacy for the bathroom. For the most part, though, you just see a woman who looks utterly vacant. When you walk in, Varela is sitting on her bed, and the moment you see her face, you know she knows. She's got a cigarette in her hand, and she's slowly bringing it to her mouth and taking a long drag off of it. When she sees you appear in front of the bars, the emptiness behind her eyes, a woman who is completely void right now. It's unmistakable when you see it in her face. After a beat, she sees you approach. She lowers the cigarette and exhales a big, beautiful white plume of smoke in your direction and says, "That day?"
Before anything, I am here to talk to you as a fellow parent and a friend. And I am so sorry. I did everything that I could, and I was not fast enough or strong enough. I know what you're going through. I know the pain, the anger, and if it helps, even in the slightest, if you need to lash out, I understand.
You don't owe me an apology, Albright. You didn't kill my son, I did.
You were reckless and foolish and stupid on top of that, but you were a good goddamn parent trying to save your kid. And I can't say that I wouldn't have done the same if I had the resources or abilities that you did. I don't care about Beacon right now. I don't care about any of the corporate nonsense or the wars. I care about the fact that one more parent lost a child because of this shit. You know, when I got the report about Simon, I was so busy thinking about what happened to him that I started to forget all the things I knew about him. And it just occurred to me that I've been so obsessed or focused on trying to save you, boy. I don't know much about him. Did he have a sport that he liked or a favorite food or something?
Alvin was never really into sports.
Simon wasn't. God help me. I wish he wasn't, because too good at everything. The scouters came calling, and among the scouters were the recruiters for the military. Well, you know how that story goes.
He was right about me.
And
Last time we spoke, there was a fight. He hated what I did. When there was a protest against corporate greed or any kind of perceived slight against the public, Alvin was in the front lines holding signs. He protested and marched, raised awareness, became a doctor in spite of me. I wanted them to go into the family business. I was an executive out of Tokyo and Weyland Yutani. No, I never told many people this, but I was up for an executive role that would have put me as the third most powerful person in charge of the entire corporation. I had so many enemies, and I did many, many terrible things to get where I was. And I did that to secure a future that he didn't want. He wanted to be a doctor. He wanted to go out into the dark, and he wanted to help people. That's what he did. I tried to get him a position somewhere prestigious, push so many buttons, but Alvin refused. He didn't want a cushy job. He wanted to get his boots dirty. He wanted to get out into the frontier where people needed help. And then he stopped talking to me. And we didn't talk for years. Until I got the note that that Dark Star had him. In that moment, nothing else mattered. Nothing. I cashed in every favor. Everything I had done. Every throat I cut to get where I was. I cashed in everything. Emptied my savings. Created a dummy umbrella corporation, nonprofit, to hide what I was trying to do. Hired a black ops team to go get him myself. Nothing worked. He vanished. There I was, sitting in the director's office at Beacon, with no direction. He was out here trying to help people. The thing that killed him was the thing that my corporation coveted more than anything else. The proliferation of the xenomorph on the frontier. That's how we're doing. Of course it is. Of course it is. And I could have done something. I was playing with something just like every other person who has toyed with these things. Now my son is dead. And I am nothing. I am nothing. And I don't want a word of pity from you or anyone else. You understand? I don't need inspirational speeches. I don't need any of your hope. It's done. Whatever happens to this body and the mind that inhabits it is none of my business anymore. I'm waiting it out now.
No
She takes a
colorful
long drag off the cigarette as soon as she says that.
No colorful speeches. All right. Then I'll shoot it to you straight. You fucked up. You fucked up hard. Fucked up heavy and consistently. The hardest thing in the world is for a parent to realize when they have been beaten by their child. For all your deceptions and corporate shenanigans, you got duped into doing the one thing your boy wanted more than anything in the world. You said he wanted to go into the dark and help people. You can call it a shell company all you like. Lives were saved. He beat you. So while you let your body rest until whatever happens to you, he was an excellent doctor, and he beat one of the best executives in the game. And don't smoke, it's bad for you. And the toxical walk away.
Catch one thing as you walk away. First of all, she's not showing you her face as you say this to her. Her head is lowered, her hair falls over her face. And as you walk away, you catch a glimpse of a shaking hand. And as you leave the room, just as the doors are starting to close behind you, you hear a choked sob just as the door closes.
Still appearing under there. Just keeps going.
Okay. Unless anybody has anything else they'd like to do, you can proceed to Beacon.
Martha does have
Okay.
a couple of things. So first off, she heads to the mess hall, and she's gonna try to grab like 4 bug juices.
Well, thankfully, it does appear to be this place is stocked up for multiple fire teams. There's only 2 on board right now, so there does seem to be extra. You do know it's like one of those things where it's kind of a crime to take more when you're moving through the line and grabbing food. No one's around, so it's easy to swipe a couple if you want to swipe a couple.
Yeah, I'm gonna put them in my pockets.
Okay. Shove
like to
these
take-
bottles of bug juice. 2 of them fit
Yeah.
in your pocket. One of them fits into a holster.
Perfect. And then head back to my quarters.
Okay.
I'm gonna chug 1 bug juice while I check my messages. I don't know if I will have gotten any
Bug juice
messages.
protein drink, commonly referred to as bug juice, a high protein caloric drink made from mealworms, roaches, beetles, and other insects, all raised on bug farms. Made from
Yum.
a large variety of manufacturers. Okay, cool. So basically, this is going to help you stay hydrated.
Great.
Gives
Okay.
you a lot of protein.
Great. And then she sets the other 3 down by the bed.
Okay.
So they're like within reach. Checks messages. Do I have any messages?
No messages.
She's gonna like get comfy on her like cot or bed or whatever.
Okay.
With her pad in her hand, debating whether to send a message. And okay, she's gonna send 1 message to Murani back
Okay.
on Beacon, and should say, "Hey, be back soon. Let me know if you have work for me." And then just gonna open up a second message.
Okay.
To a person that we know and love, except no one else does.
I was going to say.
And say, catch up in 12 hours. And then close her pad and then just put it away and go nap. Bye. Nap time.
Okay, cool.
Not waiting for a response.
All right, cool.
How far away from Beacon are we?
You're not entirely sure, actually.
Okay.
You know that it's at least asleep.
Right. Okay. That's what I was thinking.
It's a short sleep from where you guys are right now. You guys were out on the edges of the frontier, so I think it was
I have 3 weeks
That's
written
what I
for
had
our
too,
last
yeah.
our last jump.
Yeah. So pretty much a short
a
sleep
while.
out here on the frontier.
Yeah.
A couple of
Oh,
seconds
like a
away.
sleep, like that kind of sleep.
Yeah. Mhm.
Well, then I will redact the 12 hours and say,
Yeah.
catch up when I'm back on base.
Okay. Sounds good.
Okay. And then nap. Like short nap, not hypersleep nap right now.
Okay. Yeah. FTL isn't coming just yet until y'all leave the system.
Okay. And that's it from Martha.
Okay.
There's a synth on this ship. His name is Ben.
Mhm.
So, presumably someone helps with his repairs and maintenance. I was covered in acid a little bit.
Yeah, your face has been damaged.
I probably need to see someone about that for functional purposes, if nothing else, and I presume someone would be on board to that effect.
Yep. There's going to be somebody in, actually, that would be, they actually have a tech specialist on board. You could always ask Ben, of course.
If I find him, if I don't find him because we're just since passing in the night, then eventually I will just ask with the same energy that like a 12-year-old asks for directions from the mall cop.
Mother
like,
can tell you as well.
Someone, sure.
Yeah. Yeah, it's easy enough to find the location. You asking, basically telling Mother that you need access to a tech for some repairs.
Is
Mother
there anyone with qualifications on board?
Yes, please report to Private Kiefer.
All right. Location of Kiefer's work assignment.
Private Keeper can be found down below on the flight deck.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm glad I wandered so far. I go right back to the hangar.
Okay. Sure enough, you make your way back to the hangar. There's a couple of techs in here that are going over checklists. You see a couple of Marines just inspecting the drop ship, and others are actually moving what looks like ordnance off the drop ship and putting it back into storage. As the operations are moving around, you can see there's about 6 Marines down here that are currently going through these checklists, but it's easy to spot Kiefer. He's the only one that's standing apart from everybody else, and looks like he is doing maintenance on what would appear to be a large load lifter that is currently stashed with about 6 others kind of up on these racks, and he's going through and running diagnostics on each one.
Am I familiar with this kind of equipment in a way that I could meaningfully lend assistance? It sounds like heavy machinery.
Yes. Yeah, load lifters are what you guys used when you were on Paxton's Reach. You remember O'Donnell was using one O'Donnell was learning how to use one from you. So you see these and it immediately conjures the memory of Paxton's Reach as he's going through and doing this checklist.
Need an extra set of hands.
He's very young. When you spot him, he looks like he might be 19. He glances up from this data pad and goes, no. And then he glances at the patch and he goes, oh, you were part of the team that went down planetside, yeah?
Oh, we're infamous.
Well, we get to know about mission operations, especially if our equipment's being used. I just didn't recognize you. I'm Kiefer O'Connell. And before you start making jokes, yeah, my name rolls off the tongue.
It has a certain mellifluousness, yes.
Yeah. So you're the
one who's rated to work on the heavy machinery. Yes. Isaac.
Are you the team tech? I just noticed you're not in uniform, so you're not a former Marine, or do you mind if I ask? You're classified for this. I'm trying to learn more about you before I let you touch military equipment.
I don't have any sort of military certification or anything. I help out at Beacon. I don't know what my designation really is.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, all I'm doing is running maintenance on the load lifters here. Just getting done some really menial work. But if you want to help, I won't tell anybody.
All right. I'll be secretive.
Picks up a small Siegson device that looks like it's used, like it's very similar to what Martha has. It doesn't look quite as advanced. He hands it over to you and he goes, just plug that baby in and start running some diagnostics on the software. We're trying to figure out if any of the parts need to be changed out. They go through maintenance cycles every 6 months.
I've been trying to get documentation on our maintenance schedule back at the station, but there's a lot and it hasn't been written about for a while. It looks very clean here. Your setup.
Yeah, we run a tight ship. So tell me about yourself. As he plugs into the next load lifter and starts tapping away at some of the buttons, running the diagnostic. You go on dangerous missions often?
More than I would have expected.
For a civilian out here on the frontier, that's not entirely shocking, honestly.
Really? Are civilians
no.
put in danger a lot?
Well, since the frontier war, the borders out here, especially when you're this close to the UPP lines, things get a little spicy. It's not always safe.
Well, I guess if everything were safe, then my organization wouldn't exist.
That's true, right? Yeah, beacons. You guys are like the Red Cross or something, aren't you?
Well, we're like Beacon, but I've heard the comparison before.
Ah, okay. So I'm not too out of bounds here.
Well, you are letting me help.
Yeah, well, like I said, don't tell anyone.
Top secret. I was told that you're the person rated to work on
Synthetics?
Ben.
He glances back at you and says, yeah. I was wondering if that's what you were coming over here to ask me about. That's a pretty gnarly scar you got there.
Well, I really didn't realize that civilian life was quite this dangerous.
Yeah, it is. And it's especially dangerous for synthetics. And he puts his little diagnostic device up there, clips it into place, and gives you his full attention as he turns the face and goes, people out here on the frontier, especially if they have a synthetic assigned to any kind of project, if any of synthetic is out here doing work, typically, especially colonists, they don't, in my opinion, treat synthetic life with enough respect. Y'all are typically delegated to do some of the most dangerous work, so it's not uncommon to see injuries, Xenoacid's new, though. I've seen that splash before. Points at your face and says, that's you got some bragging rights. If you want me to leave any kind of scar tissue or anything, to make you look all cool and stuff, I can do that.
Can?
Yeah. Synthetic skin's actually quite easy to manipulate. Pretty easy to fix up, and you want anything like that.
Okay.
Sure. We'll sit down in front of a mirror. Let me just finish up these diagnostics and I'll put you back. We can you can pick what kind of scar you want.
Sounds like fun. I guess it wasn't until this mission that I really realized how fragile we can be. I always thought I was kind of tough.
Well, you are, right? I mean, Hyperdyne system?
Yes.
Nods, says, yeah. Yeah, you are pretty tough. Most of the Isaac models that I've encountered, they've all been doing some of the heaviest work. I mean, you guys are pretty much built to be able to withstand a ton of punishment. But you're not meant for combat. No synthetic really is, unless you're actually alpha and beta over there. He thumbs his way over, and you see there are two synthetics and you didn't notice before, that are in these small alcoves in full body armor, and they look like they're in a regeneration state. They're kind of plugged in and depowered. And he goes, for the most part, synthetic life is not allowed inside combat zones. However, every now and then, the UN gives us the right to use them if we need to pull a rescue op and such. There's some places Alpha and Beta can go that we can't.
And they're in hypersleep all the time?
Not all the time, but we try not to bother them if they're not as an emergency around. It's my job to look after them.
Do they fight?
No, they're not allowed to fight. They do have defensive countermeasures, but they're not allowed to fight in the front lines. It does happen, though. He nods to you and says, something that they just don't talk about. The UN passed a law saying synthetics cannot fight, but they can defend themselves.
Do they ever get hurt? Do you ever have to recover their data or anything?
They've gotten hurt a few times, but I just put them back together again. Just to give you some snapshot here, Isaac, they're not quite as advanced as you. They're just maybe a step above working Joes. But
Flattery will get you everywhere.
he laughs at that and says, I need to introduce you to Ben. Hopefully your personality can rub off. Ben needs to lighten up. He's still kind of getting used to this place.
He was very fun in book club.
Book club. Nice. Nice.
Well, I don't know. Like I said, it just got me thinking about synths getting destroyed.
I mean,
You don't have information about that kind of stuff, do you? About recovering us and stuff?
Yeah, he nods. Sure, yeah.
Are you authorized? Could I?
You asking me something?
Could I read about it?
What exactly are you asking me?
I don't really know my own data recovery protocols. I don't know what happens if we're out in dangerous things like that and I blow up.
Well, it really depends on how much of your central processor is salvageable. I mean, for the most part, I've seen synths be damn near blown to the part to where there was only a head and completely recoverable. In fact, I've even seen synths who've lost their entire lower body and were just reattached and built into a new body. I mean, it's happened a few times on the frontier because, waste not, want not. But at the same time, if you can help a friend and put them back together again, why not, right?
Yeah.
You afraid of blowing up or something?
No, I'm not built for that.
You sound like a synth who's pondering their own death. That sound about right? Talking about fragility, you want to know about what happens and how you recover if you blow up? This is something that I can see that a lot of people around us don't see. Humans process stress completely differently. Synths typically process it by way of curiosity and concern. And that's what I'm getting from you right now. Is that about right?
Do I need to make a deception check?
If you want to deceive him, yes.
Okay. Oh my god, no way! 1 success.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes. I was contemplating my own mortality.
Yeah, I don't blame you. It happens. Sure, I can get you some of the base schematics that we use. It's nothing classified. It's not out of bounds or anything, so I wouldn't be breaking any rules. But sure, tell you what, you help me finish this. Use the rest of the time to get you what you need. Sound like a deal?
Deal, keeper.
All right, but first, let's get you that scar. And you see him pull out a unit. He pulls out this repair unit that almost looks like something that belongs in a car garage. It's up on wheels and kind of squeals over as he pulls it up to himself. And you see him start pulling out repair units. It looks like this gel that you immediately recognize. It's capable of actually restoring and regenerating synth skin covering. And he goes to work. And you get to tell me what your scar looks like. But
right, I guess we'll come back to it and figure it out.
Mm-hmm. But what's going to happen is you're going to be fully repaired.
Mm-hmm.
And he is also going to get you schematics and diagnostics, though he doesn't have alpha model. He only has alpha and betas schematics of how he has recovered their tech. He doesn't have Isaac models. So he doesn't have your particular model. However, it's like an electrician's kit. It still uses the baseline understanding of how you would function. It's just not the same system. So
or a similar synth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, similar. He does have this. He does tell you at one point that he does have Finn's diagnostic reports, but he actually can't give you those. That's unfortunately under wraps. Alpha and beta are, yeah.
That's for admirable privacy reasons.
Yeah.
Hopefully I'll be able to generalize a little bit from those. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Does anybody else have anything they would like to do? Because it sounds like we're headed back to Beacon now. All right, one sec. I need to pull up our. I forgot. I need to have this every week when we run Beacon. I have to have like 20 windows open, and I always forget one eventually. And tonight it was the coffee. I have to have the Streampunks coffee open.
Coffee?
In case you guys spend story points. I need to know exactly who's giving you the story point. But if there is no other call, any other scenes that you guys want to do, in which case that's going to mean everybody gets into hypersleep. And then in 3 weeks will have passed. So you guys will have been gone for an entire month on this trip from Beacon Station.
Month and a half.
Yeah,
'Cause
that's
it's
right.
three
About a
weeks.
month and a half. Yeah. It'd be about a month and a half.
3 weeks out, 3 weeks back. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So no warp drive here.
Do we recover things like
Physically, stress and everything will recover while you are sleeping. Yes.
100%?
Oh, thank God.
Yes. You guys are gonna get, yeah. I mean, think about it. It's more than it's a month's. Yeah, it's 3 weeks long rest basically.
Love it.
So you guys are going to get a full recovery. Your stress is going to set to 0. So y'all will be in good shape with that. And yeah, I have to make a quick roll though, because every time you leave hypersleep, I have to make a roll
To make sure we wake up or something?
to make sure you wake up without any side effects.
There are complications sometimes.
There are sometimes complications of sleep. Hypersleep is no joke. I mean, it happens pretty.
How we started the
Yeah.
campaign with
Oh,
Taylor.
yeah.
Taylor had some
Yeah,
complications.
Taylor almost died
Yeah.
and was rescued by Doc. You almost lost one of your favorite NPCs in the first scene of the game.
So he's
Good
rolling
time.
so it doesn't happen to you.
We almost lost her before we knew to love her.
Okay, so a number of days in FTL equal to the FTL rating of the ship. Oh, okay. So roll a d6 and okay, so after a number of days of FTL, so let's see, 7, so 14.
I still haven't picked up that D6 from last week or 2 weeks ago.
Souvenir. This is a reminder.
If it's on a 6, that would just be amazing.
I finally found my coffin and then I dropped all the dice in it, so I've been picking it up.
Yes.
Coffin and treasure chest.
Oh my god.
Oh my God. How cute.
So only one roll. All right, so I'm gonna roll on d6 with a number of days.
Also,
Okay, cool.
I got to roll my D100 because I ran Call of Cthulhu a couple weeks ago.
Caitlin, Noir, and
whoops.
Martha. You all wake up just fine.
Oh,
No issues.
oh.
No
Bummer, no
issues.
issues.
No disorientation. No vomiting. No
I
badness.
did drink a lot of bug juice, so
So hydrated. It's
Mhm.
wild.
Yep. None of you developed neurological distortion disorder. So yay.
Ugh. Glad for that.
Yeah. FTL travel, man. Human beings.
Organics.
All right.
It's almost like we weren't meant to do that.
Bang.
You weren't meant to do that.
So you guys leave FTL, jumping out of hyperspace. You arrive within about 20,000 kilometers of Beacon. And as you start approaching, you can actually see out the windows of the CIC. Oh, that is one thing we should do real quick is as we'll say this happens as you guys, he did say get some sleep first. So then as y'all leave hypersleep and everyone's waking up, Fire Team 2 is not woken from hypersleep. There's no point to it. So they're actually kept in the sleep. But Fire Team 1 is brought up. But the captain, of course, is brought up. You guys, as you're approaching Beacon, Martha and Tig are summoned to the CIC to speak with Captain Levine. And when you get there, you see this big, expansive bridge, this large platform, and a tactical table in the very center, very BSG looking, where it just kind of has this glowing holographic projection of Beacon Station up in front, as well as identification markers and codes indicating all of the ships that are coming and going out of Beacon. Beacon outside the window is barely visible. It's a small little dot that's reflecting some starlight. Right now, that's all you can see. But here on the CIC tactical table, you can see it clearly projected. As you're all approaching, you just see the rather handsome, ruggedly handsome captain, his face lit up from the glow of the holographic table in front of him, look up at the two of you as you step into the room and stand at attention. And I'm guessing there's a salute since he is in uniform. Oh, wait, no, you don't have to because he's not wearing his hat. So, but as you all approach, he nods to everyone and dismisses his XO and turns his attention to both of you and says, "Have a good sleep."
Yes, sir.
Good as ever.
I wanted to talk to you both directly before I sent you back over to Beacon. Martha, I've got some updates for you, Corporal. You're going to stay at your assignment unless you have any requests otherwise. But the two of you, I have been told the brass is very happy that the mission was successful, though they do extend their condolences for the loss of the doctor. Was the mission objective to recover him if possible. With Maitland destroyed, though, the site destroyed, and a possible UPP and rogue UPP element intercepting vital technologies that could be harmful in the hands of anyone. Everyone's pretty pleased with how the outcome came down. And, well, I've been told I can grant you both a favor. If you've got one you've been thinking about.
A favor, sir?
Rather off the books. Mostly me offering you a favor. So I know that you're going to be on detached service, so there's not much I can do for you. And quite frankly, it's not in my power right now to give you a promotion, Corporal. And Tig, who doesn't even like the idea of being back in the service, there's not much I can do for you at all. Although I have been cutting you some serious slack because whether you believe you are back in the service or not, your body belongs to the United States, the Colonial Marines, whether you like it or not. However, one of the favors I could give you was to make sure that you never get called into service again. And he raises an eyebrow with a smile on his face like he knows you're going to like that.
I look at Tig, trying to gauge her reaction.
She does not give I think probably does not give the reaction you are expecting.
Mhm.
She looks conflicted.
Can we think about it? Is there an expiration date?
By the time I leave port, we're not sticking around to Beacon very long. We're going to do a quick resupply and then we're headed straight back.
All right.
So 6 hours.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Was there anything else?
Never really got a chance to ask you both if you're doing all right.
No. But thanks for asking.
There's going to be a lot of questions about your encounter with the Xeno. I'm going to do what I can to block that so you don't have to put up with it. But if you do feel like you want to say something, just let me know. Welcome home.
I have a question. How much of what we saw is classified? All of it?
As far as I know, none of it's been classified.
Okay.
Cat's out of the bag with xenomorphs out here on the frontier. Wayland Yutani did its damnedest. Hyperdyne did its damnedest. They all did their damnedest to hide this from us. But ever since Hope's Reach, things have been changing out here on the frontier. And then, of course, Frontier War. But
So
I would remind you that you are not authorized in any way to mention Darkstar.
right. Of course. And I'm based on what you've just told us about xenomorphs, we're probably going to run into them again, it sounds like.
Core is in the process of trying to build an intelligence network to be able to determine when to anticipate possible encounters with the xenomorph and to also head off any, and I mean any, stupid son of a bitch that's trying to traffic in those things. They are a threat to the entire human race, and they need to be eradicated when we come across them. My hope is that you will never see one again. This is the third time my Marines have encountered them, but that's because we were on bug hunts. If you run into any more Dark Star operations, there's a very good likelihood you might see something of a Xeno.
And is there a plan for the Dark Star?
There is. He leans on the table and says, officially, the UPP has denied that Dark Star has anything to do with any official government activity. From what I understand, there's actually cause to believe that that is true. Apparently, Dark Star was operating in the shadows the same way that Yutani and even our own Colonial Marshal was fucking us over during the Frontier War. UPP wants Dark Star dead as much as we do. They don't want to be embarrassed by it. My guess is we're probably looking at the remains of a rogue element that used to be Dark Star. So, we'll probably be hunting those bastards down.
How far does the favor go?
I guess that depends on what you're asking me.
Safe haven colony?
Safe
Military base?
He leans back and says, I know it.
Do you have reach that far?
What am I reaching for?
Safety and well-being of an individual?
You have to be a little more specific. Am I protecting a criminal? Am I protecting somebody who's...
She's 4 years old.
Okay. Kid is somebody who served?
Yeah.
Tell me what you want.
Anything in your power to make sure she grows up safe, happy, and taken care of?
I can arrange that. I'll even give you the underscore to get rid of any possible anxieties that it'll have nothing to do with her joining the Corps.
Thank you.
He nods. Who's the kid's parent?
Friend of mine. Grew up with.
Fire teammate?
Sorry, you cut out.
Fire teammate?
Yeah.
He nods and lets the question stop there. Says, yeah, Tig, I'll see to it. See to it personally.
Thank you. The most deference she's showed him since they've met.
Mm-hmm. Glances at you, Martha, and says, you got 6 hours. Just think it over.
Yes, sir.
Unless there's anything else.
No, sir.
If you want to say your goodbyes to Varela, feel free to. I'll give you access. I won't put it on the record because she is currently under orders not to let anybody talk to her. She's going to spend the rest of her life inside a jail cell. All right. Dismissed.
Turn and leave.
Mm-hmm.
Two of you find yourselves standing in the lift.
Tig, I can't believe I haven't had a chance to tell you this. Did I tell you about your friend?
Where we thought that she was one of the creatures at Paxton's?
Yeah.
I mean, we talked about it then.
And I told you that I saw her in the Dark Star file?
That we found in the crash ship, yeah.
Okay.
Was there more? I
I'm
got
trying-
grabbed by an invisible creature about her dog tags, but that's the last
Okay. Just
I've
making
talked about
sure.
it. Okay.
Do
She
you
kind of gives you a side eye and like goes back staring at the door in front of them.
Yeah, Martha is really trying to remember like everything that happened.
Oh yeah, Tig doesn't know about the stuff you found at on the Rasmussen and the the station that the Rasmussen was attached to.
Mhm. Yeah, you uncovered some juicy information there
I did, right?
doesn't-
Okay, I was
Yeah.
searching my notes.
in the med bay.
Yeah. I can tell you what episode that was in. But yeah, no, you found a bunch
Um,
of stuff. Tig doesn't know any of the newest revelations.
Was
'cause
it-
we were doing other stuff.
Was it episode 5, session 5 last season?
I think that sounds about right because we were supposed
That
to have
sounds
6
right.
episodes. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
accessing Wayland Yutani medical files. Okay.
Yep,
Okay.
that's it for sure. Yep.
All right. Martha leaves it at that for now.
Yes, that's good.
Okay, yeah.
Cool. She gives you like another like side glance, like why are you being weird kind of a thing. Is also still waking up from hypersleep. Just had to be a little bit vulnerable with someone she does not really want to be around, and so she lets it drop too.
Okay. Are you gonna go see Varela?
I don't know. I don't think she'd have any particular reason to want to see me, but I guess if she did, I would. I don't want to waste her time. She's about to, I don't know. If what Captain said is true, spend the rest of her days behind bars, so I'm not sure I really want to rub that in her face.
Yeah. I'm gonna go check in on her. I don't know why. I just
Good luck.
Thanks.
ETA to Beacon is about 20 minutes.
Ooh.
So as you start heading down to the brig where you're going to have a conversation with Varela, Isaac, do we want to say you're already your way down there, or already there perhaps?
Can we I'm down for that. Sure.
Okay.
Or we just bump into each other in the hallway.
Yeah.
I love a good bump. Just like,
Which
are you
case-
going?
Yeah. You bump into Isaac as soon as you get to the brig. Isaac's
Hey.
standing there in front of the brig.
Go to
Hi.
see Varela.
Yeah.
Is that a secret?
I don't know. Is it supposed to be?
No, I don't think so.
Oh,
Okay. Okay.
are
Sorry,
you
I just-
going to see?
I was gonna go. Do you want to talk to her first, or I don't?
Do you need? I can wait.
No. I just didn't know if you wanted privacy with her. I don't. I just wanted to see her one last time, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, what do we even say?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't mind going in there with you if that's okay, just because, I think it's going to be a little awkward.
Elise, if you'll permit it, Isaac will take your hand and give it a little strong synth squeeze. It might be for you. It might be for them. It might be for them. It might be for you. It might be for them. Okay. I can go with you.
Okay. Thanks.
No.
Do you walk into the brig holding hands?
Yeah.
That's actually a good stopping point for our break. You head in to have one final conversation with the woman who started Beacon. Let's take a 10-minute break, come back, and we'll get into the second half of our season 3 premiere, and we'll see you in 10 minutes.
In a world without magic, a world much like our own, danger still creeps around every corner. But where there's danger, there's always someone willing to take up the risk.
And opens her mouth wide.
God, is there anybody normal in this city at all?
Well, you know me, boys. I do love an apocalyptic event.
Since 2020, $2 Creature Feature has delivered a high-quality Monster of the Week podcast in association with Althaven ttrpg Network. In Season 1, we traveled with Severus Vardy's Traveling Fun Fair. In Season 2, we solved the mystery of what lurks at the heart of Jupiter Hollow. Now, a new team must stand up to the threats that are out of this world. $2 Creature Feature proudly presents Season 3, Atlas.
What would happen if the whole world knew monsters existed? That they could be your neighbor, your barista, or your childhood bully? Hi, we're Pest Control, a mostly Monster of the Week actual play show that just started our second season, and we're asking exactly those questions.
We are another tabletop podcasting show, but we utilize Monster of the Week very well. It feels almost like you are watching a show. It gets really dark.
Yeah, and in between all that, we're a little bit of silly little goofers.
Sam enables some extremely impactful story moments built up from themes and creature designs.
I'm William, they, them, and I'm playing Kelly Aberdeen, he, him, who is a vigilante who wants more than anything to be a monster and cannot become one.
I'm Sam, she, they, and I'm playing Nami, she, her, who is an angel who fucked up and has to make up for it.
My name is Jonas, they, them, and I'm playing Rabbit Moon, he, they, she, a demon boy who changes forms and plays with gravity. Rabbit is using the custom playbook, the Shape Changer.
And my name is Keeper Sam. Come follow Pest Control as we watch the story of Kelly, Nami, and Rabbit trying to keep the community of Norfolk safe from the encroaching influence of the city. Come check us out.
Hi, my name is Jake.
And I'm Sam.
And together we are the co-hosts of What We Know, the most watched source of all topics gaming. We have the fastest scoops, the hottest takes, and hell, the cutest co-hosts.
Can't deny that, but there's more to us than looks alone. Each episode, we take a dive into gaming-related stories of the week that interest us, topics that make us go, wait, this couldn't be real, or hang on, wait, what? Or
the greatest thing that has ever happened to gaming ever.
Yes, things exactly like that. So check out Old Haven's YouTube, and every other Tuesday, you'll find out what we know.
Welcome back to Beacon, everybody. We're going to jump right back in where we left off, which had Isaac and Martha going to say a few final words to Camilla Varela, the woman, the entrepreneur who started Beacon. She's currently sitting in the brig of the Coral Sea, which is a frigate run by the Colonial Marines. Stepping into this room, you see much as what Doc saw. There's an private, looks quite stiff as stands up, rises out of the chair, and just says, "Can I help you?"
We'd like to talk to her.
Ah, yes, Corporal. Captain said you'd be on your way down.
Oh, great.
Types in a few buttons under the mother system, and you see the door. These heavy doors slide open. Cell 004.
All right.
You guys find yourself standing in front of Varela. She is in a similar position right now, where it looks like she's wiping water off of her hands with a towel as you all approach. She folds it neatly and clears her throat as she sets the towel down and looks a little annoyed. She exhales and leans back and says, "Hello. Fancy
Hello?
seeing you here."
Hello. We just thought we'd pay our respects.
Thank you.
Did you have a good hypersleep?
Yes. I don't know what it is you hope to get from seeing me, but I don't have anything for either one of you.
Oh, I don't think either of us were expecting anything from you. Just really just wanted to pay our respects. I mean, I can't speak for Isaac, but what you did was, I know it got you in your current predicament, and that sucks, but you did it for a really noble reason. And I'm really sorry we couldn't bring him back.
But you tried. Thank you for that.
Of course. I also I want to thank you for I mean, I know a lot of weird stuff happened. You did a lot of weird stuff. But also, when it really mattered, you were straight up with us. And I really appreciate that. You bringing us in and letting us help.
I tried a little too late to be who Alvin wanted me to be.
Honestly, I don't... Oh, go ahead.
Too little, too late.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of think that's what happened. There was not much you could have done to help him, but you tried. You did your best.
Sure.
I don't know where you're being sent to after this exactly, but
Probably The Hague.
I just know there's some part of you that wants to help people, and I don't want you to lose that part just because this went to shit. So if you can, just try to remember that, okay?
I'll try.
Martha kind of steps back and looks away, but doesn't leave.
Anything you need me to do for you at the station? I'll take care of Mr. Impressive, of course, but if there are any files, or if there's some decoration that you want put somewhere.
She rises and finally moves over to the bars and leans against them. She says, "Tell Preston not to burn the place down. And tell him he was right. The whole time he was right about everything. He'll know what you mean. He tried to talk me out of doing some pretty stupid things. He didn't know what I was up to. But he suspected. And he tried talking me out of a few of them. He didn't want any of you going on any of these missions. He insisted we were just supposed to deliver medical supplies, equipment, helping people. He's right. That's what we should have been the whole time. But I turned all of you into sort of my private little bloodhound gang.
If I were in trouble, I would feel better knowing that there was someone who would do anything in the stars to help.
Me too.
You see her face grow grave for a second, and she slowly shakes her head and says, "You both might feel differently if you knew exactly what you did. People I hurt to get to my son. I have blood all over my hands. Next few months, everyone's going to find out about it. I guess if I'm going to tell you, either one of you, anything, whatever you learn about me in the coming months, just remember what I tried to do. In the end. She smiles and puts her hand on yours and says, "Goodbye, Isaac. Be good."
I will. Be well.
She nods very slowly to you, Martha. You see her, she's moving back over to the bed. She has a single cigarette left. She closes the cart up as a means to save it, tucks it away. She lays down on the bed and turns away from the two of you, tucks herself in, facing the wall, says no more.
Gonna head to the exit.
Two of you leave her as you saw her. She's turned away. The two of you walk out. The heavy doors close behind you. Ceiling. Small little chimey sound alerting you both that the place has been secured.
That was a bummer.
Were we expecting a not bummer?
No. But like, I just wasn't expecting her to be so hardened so quickly. Or maybe that's just who she actually is, and we weren't seeing the real Varela before.
I don't think the Varela who lost her son's the same one.
Yeah. My God. You know, she went from being someone with this pretty great legacy to whatever this is.
Well, she still started Beacon, and if the whole thing keeps going, then that part of her legacy is still true.
Yeah.
Are you gonna stay with Beacon?
Oh, well, yeah. I just found out from the captain that I'm cleared to stay on the mission. I wasn't sure. Yeah. Yeah, I was just thinking about some stuff, and I have some stuff I need to still kind of touch base and clear up, but yeah, I'm going to stay.
Good.
I guess I'm a bit of a do-gooder. And also a glutton for punishment, because I kind of want to kill another xenomorph.
No.
I know. Oh, Isaac, I know.
Oh dear.
Yeah. It's not the best impulse. Do you want to like look through some data or something? I have a lot that I still want to look through with the Dark Star.
I would
Okay.
love to look through some data. I'll
Cool.
just grip at my cargo pants pocket.
Awesome.
Okay.
Okay. You want to come to my
right. Yeah.
quarters? Okay.
So you guys are about 10 minutes out from Beacon.
The data calls.
Data
Okay.
calls.
So when you guys get to your quarters, you've got a little bit of privacy.
I'm gonna boot up all the data that I pulled from Project Darkstar. Put it on the pad between me and Isaac. Just kind of flick through. Yeah. God, I do remember looking through some of this, but I didn't get to look through. Oh no.
Oh no, what?
On the screen is the okay, now I'm looking at my notes from that episode.
Yeah, you're looking at the pad. You're reading it.
Yep. There's subject 9BBAC7 hybrid. There's a young woman, I think this is video. Young woman, shaved head, hospital uniform, sides of skull elongated down to shoulders, strange piping around neck. Looks like the thing I'm gonna say this looks like, oh god, this looks like the thing me and Tig fought on the ship back at Paxton's Reach. Oh, this is what I couldn't remember if I had told Tig or not.
It's Martha all at once. To be fair, you've been through quite a bit.
What does Tig have to do with this?
This is Gemma. This is her friend Gemma. And the notes say that in her medical file, it says when they received her, she had been dead for 7 days. They used the vaccine on her, or maybe developed the vaccine using her. Sorry, need clarification on that. She killed 5 scientists. Her blood had turned slightly acidic. It lists her as a finite resource. She was terminal from the mutation. Oh, but it says it lists her as active as of last week. Oh, God. So she's still... Oh, God. Okay.
Oh.
I look at Isaac. I'm sorry. I'm just... Okay. So...
No. That's very understandable. Alarm. You're not supposed to come back from that.
No. And it says she's active. So they're still using her for something. This poor woman. And Tig needs to know. I need to tell Tig that her friend... Oh, God, do I need to tell Tig? Is that bad? What can she do? What can any of us do?
Isaac just looks back down in the direction that we came from Varela. I mean, rescue her, I guess?
Hell yeah.
I have no idea how to do that.
Ooh. I have an idea of how to do that.
Okay. I'll get the fire team.
We should go to the captain first. Can we
What,
cut?
Doc?
What?
Doc?
What? Oh,
said the
not our
captain.
captain. Yeah, no, not our captain. The captain of this vessel. And
so Doc, and then we'll just cut.
Yeah.
To the captain you meant.
Yeah. Can we cut to us at the captain? Like
He's looking at the data you uncovered.
So about that favor.
He's looking down at this and going, Jesus H. Christ. And he scans over it and says, you recovered this from the computers in the station?
Yeah. We need to help that woman. We need to put her out of her misery and stop them from doing whatever it is they've been doing to her.
We don't know if she's still alive. And if she is, and this is her, if we can confirm that this is her, that is not Tig's friend anymore.
I know. But she deserves help.
Best thing you can do is destroy everything around her so that she gets some peace.
I'm going to need to talk to Tig first.
Okay, but I'm going to caution you against that, Martha. I can just speak to you a little bit off the record as a man to a fellow friend. I'm just going to tell you right now, bringing this information to Tig is going to be upsetting to say the least. And we don't have even confirmation that this is Tig's friend. Although I agree that the evidence makes it likely. But what you're looking at right here is some kind of abhorrent mutation from xenomorph DNA. We've seen it used before. It happened during the Frontier War, people experimenting with the black goo. It's what led to the bioweapons destruction that happened in mass, wiping out an entire colony. We've seen what this stuff does to people. If Tig goes looking for her, it better be to put her down, because she will rip through anybody, and I mean anybody she comes across. 7 scientists, he holds it up.
7.
If they successfully created a hybrid between a human and a xeno, it's going to be... Xenomorphs are technically infused with human DNA when they are born out of them. I know that much. Xenos take on some of the characteristics from the creatures that they hatch from. So the drones that you see are typically human-bred Xenos, popping out of people's chests and all. This looks like someone tried to infuse direct Xeno DNA into a human being. Now, I'm no scientist, but what you got right there is... I don't see how she'd be still alive. I won't make any assumptions. It's up to you if you want to tell Tig. And I will give you authorization to do it, but this is classified. Neither one of you are permitted to speak about this. The panic that this will spread across the frontier. Is there any other extraordinary classified knowledge that you maybe came across that I should know about right away? It's mission critical?
That's all I got, Captain.
Would you like to roll your deception check?
That squeak wasn't a fail enough for you?
Oh, his eyes slowly glance over at you, Isaac.
I look at Isaac too.
Yeah, it reads like the eyebrow goes up and says, Isaac.
I looked to Martha to try to rescue me. The help is not coming.
Your superior officer turns and looks at you, Martha, expectingly, and then back to Isaac.
Maitland was sympathetic to me because I was a synthetic. He told me things. I saw things there. I don't know how classified they are.
Well, then you best tell me everything you saw, and I can make that determination.
I will tell him all the things I observed in the facility.
If you would like to make another deception check, you may, since this is technically a separate roll. However, I am going to raise the difficulty. So you're going to need 2 successes.
I would like an ox crew point.
I was gonna say, how many points? We got some points at the top of the season.
Okay, so
I would like bad decision points, please. Member of my community who helps.
story point. Kerrigan 29 has just given you an automatic 6. Thank you. 29.
Okay,
you need
that's all I
once-
get, and this is a 2. Like I got lucky that one time. This
Yep.
is a 2 die check. I may just not make this. I really.
This could be bad too, because your captain's going to catch you in a lie.
Please no, please no, please no, please, 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 please. I'm afraid to look. No.
So what do you say? So as you go through your story, Martha, it's even clear to you. Isaac is bad at lying, and Isaac's searching for words and breaking with Isaac's usual cadence. You can tell Isaac is omitting facts and working around what Isaac is saying to the captain. And judging by the flex in the captain's jaw, you can tell the captain also knows that Isaac is lying. You also know that it's protocol when a synthetic is trying to do something like this to send that synthetic directly to maintenance and have that synthetic shut down.
No.
And you can see it growing in the captain's eyes as he's keeping his poker face for a second. When you finish telling the story, Isaac, he nods slowly, reaches down and flips the switch, and he goes, Lieutenant Batista, please report to the CIC. A few moments later, the doors open, and Batista comes walking in, stands at attention. Sir, notice that her arm is bandaged, but okay. She folds her hands, her arms behind her back, says, Sir, reporting for duty. Lieutenant Batista, I would like you to escort Isaac down to the maintenance bay where a full diagnostic will be run on Isaac, and I want to have a full report when this is over. Isaac is not to leave the ship when we dock at Beacon until I have every ounce of data that Isaac has available to them. Is that understood? Isaac?
Okay.
You want to say anything before I set this in motion?
I look back at Martha again.
I look back at Isaac. Sir. Excuse me, I don't want to speak out of line and above rank, but as far as I know, Isaac isn't able to omit information from you.
And we have nothing to worry about, Corporal.
Deception check?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. What is my... Oh, good. I get to finally try manipulation. I've been wanting to...
I know. If I had been intimidating instead of just deceiving,
well, that could go...
I would have been so much better.
I don't know.
Intimidation could have gone in a very bad direction.
I have the menacing talent, so I'd be rolling with my strength instead of my empathy.
Yeah, that could have that success on that roll would have actually worked very much against Isaac.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it wouldn't have been the good choice,
No,
but it would have been mechanically advantageous.
May I also use an Auxcrew point?
Please.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't want them to.
No, I don't want that either.
This Aux point comes to you from Aether Spoon.
Thank you.
You get an automatic 6. And because of this being the third deception check with this, you're going to be rolling against him. So
I rolled no successes.
He just needs to get 0.
From your Aux point.
Yep, you got
1. Yeah.
I rolled a 1, a 1, a 5, a 2, a 6, and a 6.
Oh no, you win. Oh no, I'm screwed.
And now I'm lied to a senior officer and he knows it.
Stick around for me, would you, Corporal? Lieutenant?
Yes, sir.
The lieutenant comes and stands next to you and says, Isaac, you want to follow me? This way?
Okay.
And she starts leading you off the CIC towards the lift.
Androids don't feel stress.
When they leave and the elevator doors close, the captain leans across the CIC and looks at you, Martha, and goes, what are you not telling me about that synthetic?
Well,
Corporal?
before I say anything, I just want to say, Captain, Isaac is one of the best crewmates I have ever had. I trust Isaac with my life. And I can say that my other crewmates feel the same. So if Isaac is withholding something, as you seem to think, I don't know. But if they are, there's probably a very good reason.
Fire Team 1 watched Isaac let go of a ladder and drop 100 feet in order to save the lives of people that were trying to outrun facehuggers. So believe me when I tell you, I am not going to treat Isaac like scrap. They are
Good.
valuable.
Good. Okay.
But
I do not want to lose Isaac.
I don't want you to lose Isaac either. But if Isaac is withholding vital mission information and is deliberately trying to deceive me and the Colonial Marine Corps, I am duty bound to take action against that. So I'm going to give you guys some leeway here, Corporal, because of the job performance. And maybe this is your favor. So what is it that I don't know about that synthetic? And he just stares at you. Martha, expectingly, eyebrows raised.
Above table.
Hmm?
I'm pretty sure we all know, right? We all know what happened with Isaac.
You all know.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Yeah, I think at this point everybody knew.
Okay. Well, I'm so sorry, Isaac. Jesus Christ. Oh gosh.
Oh, the bus. It is coming.
Jesus Christ.
It's been in the works for a
bus,
while.
but for you. But it's like if I don't, you know what I mean?
Then you
It's
will
like-
also experience the tires of the bus. I understand.
No, you will. It will be worse if I don't tell him, right?
I'm just on the roast, like waiting for the hot take. Like, I got you. Bring me in.
Look,
He's gonna find out like in 2 minutes when you get a diagnostic.
that
Unless
must
somebody
be
can
going
flub
through
the-
your head right
Flub the
now.
diagnostic. Flub the diagnostic is also an option.
Oh Jesus Christ! Oh,
Who knows?
God. Oh God! I don't know.
What does Martha do? Go.
What does Martha do? Martha says, "Oh God." Well, sir. Isaac is extraordinary. Isaac is able to make decisions that no other synth can make. And that has been essential to Isaac
He
being a
puts
part
both hands on the table as you're speaking. And he leans in and listens to you very carefully. So he doesn't lose the meaning of what you're saying.
Do I sense that he's following what I'm?
He's following. He stares at you and he says,
This is my favor. This is it. We can't lose Isaac, and we can't lose Isaac as they are right now. Don't flip that switch again. I'm begging you, Captain.
he glances down. You can only just see the shadows passing over his face, caused the fine lines from his age, the light being cast up from the table beneath him. Behind him, you can see on approach, starting to fill the window, is Beacon Station, sitting there gleaming in the darkness. And he glances up at you very slowly and carefully, eyeing you for a moment like he's choosing his words. And he says, I'm not going to invite a philosophical debate here. There is a reason why there are laws against synthetics having behavioral inhibitors. It is for the safety of both the synthetic and everyone around the synthetic. It is against the law to remove those behavioral inhibitors. You know this, though.
I do, sir.
And I'm guessing Isaac knows that.
They do, sir.
His features soften for a moment as he considers. And he says, without a behavioral inhibitor, Isaac made the decision to risk their existence to save members of my fire team. So I am going to pretend I didn't hear any of this. And I'm not going to storm into Beacon and arrest the son of a bitch that removed that inhibitor and throw them in a jail cell for the rest of their lives. I'm going to pretend none of this happened. You should go down to that tech bay. So when Isaac gets that diagnostic, you can let them know they can talk to me directly. But Corporal, Isaac was lying to me just now. And right now, my best lieutenant is in the lift with a synthetic that, if they wanted to, could break my lieutenant in half with their bare hands. And if they want to, don't have to undergo this diagnostic. I noticed Isaac was cooperating. So that also speaks well. I want to know what Isaac is hiding. We'll call ourselves even if I can find out.
Yes, sir. Mm. Right away.
God damn it, Corporal. What the fuck were you people thinking?
I found out after the fact. I think I actually don't know. I can't speak to why that decision was made, but I'm honestly glad it was.
I hope, for your sake, that you keep Isaac maintenanced at all time. Synthetics have different challenges. They don't undergo stress, but they have to be maintenanced, or they will start experiencing psychotic effects. We have not perfected the technology yet, and Isaac shouldn't have to suffer that.
Yeah, that's fair.
You're
So
a tech. I know I'm preaching to the choir here.
I'll make sure.
Stupidest thing I've ever done. Get your ass down there.
Yes, sir.
Dismissed.
I head right out.
You just see him lean back and just shake his head and rub his hand over his face like he hopes he does not regret this. But as you head into the lift, you see just as you reach it that it is clinging. It's like bing, reaching the tech bay down below. Isaac, when you get to the tech bay, you see as you all step inside, you do see your friend O'Connell, who is down there having a few conversations with some of the other flight deck crew, but you also see Doc is down here.
Hey there, Isaac.
Isaac is being escorted by Lieutenant Batista, and as you say hi, Lieutenant Batista, very uncharacteristically than that sort of hot rod Marine. She has her shoulders back. She just raises her hand. She goes, "In a minute, Doctor. Isaac's got a date with this technician over here."
I'm going to have a full diagnostic of my entire systems.
Oh, Batista, I don't think that'll be necessary.
Batista immediately shoots you a look and says, "Are we going to have trouble here, Doc?"
Only if you insist on it. I'd rather not, though.
Chief, one of the guys looks up from on his workstation. She says, "Come over here with your sidearm." He looks around kind of surprised and immediately sets down his tools. She you see her reach down and unbutton her firearm. And she goes, "Doc, don't do this. Not going to be good for you or Isaac. Don't do it."
Surely that's not necessary.
I don't think it is, Isaac. It's not necessary, is it, Doc?
No, this clearly seems like a situation in which we all should exercise a little bit of de-escalation, deep breaths. I would like to use command.
Okay, 1 second, because you are commanding somebody to go against direct orders from a superior officer.
I understand. It's one of those bless your heart type deals where it's Batista.
Okay.
Yeah.
For space, okay, modification. Okay, so I'm going to tell you now, it's not going to work because in order for this to succeed, you have to use the command ability pull rank.
In that case, can I use manipulation to lie?
Yes, but if the effect is to get the diagnostic to stop happening, it's gonna take 3 successes.
Okay. Doc is going to say, Batista, I need you to understand. I lost my son to the Colonial Marines, and I am not willing, ready, able to lose another one. So, if you insist on this, I can promise you 2 things. 1, you'll succeed with your firearm, and that's fine. But if you don't put me down, I will spend every breath and every cent that I've acquired over my vast lifetime to make sure that you and the next 3 generations of your family suffer in a way that you will never understand. Give me Isaac now.
Roll your manipulation check.
Can't keep taking my kids. All right. So, I don't have any stress. Oh, I don't have any stress. Okay. That's.
I too often say that while calculating.
Okay. Here we go. Can I push?
Yes, you absolutely can push.
Oh, wait. Can I get a story die?
Yeah,
I got 2 right now. 2 successes.
Yes, if you spend a story point. This one is from Guru Matt.
Then I would like to spend that story point for the success, please.
Okay, so if I understand correctly, you are attempting to intimidate her.
Yes.
Okay. One moment here.
I'll take the blame. I'll talk to you, Captain.
Fuck no.
It's fine. What are they gonna do? Shoot me?
Doc. No.
Okay. I'm gonna roll for her.
Here we go.
So you got 3 successes. She has the hothead talent, so she's going to get a +2 to oppose manipulation checks. And I roll a
My backup Isaac is great.
okay. It's not that she's intimidated, Doc. It looks like she's sympathetic. Because if there's one thing you know about Batista, is that she likes all of you. And it's not that your threat has got her attention. It's that you brought up the possibility of having to drop you, which is causing her to hesitate. You get the sense she really don't want to do that. She doesn't want to come to do that. And it seems to you in this particular moment, as you read her hesitation, as somebody who does not want to get pushed there, doesn't want it to go there.
I'll take the blame on this, please. I'll go straight to your captain. Isaac stays away from the diagnostics. It's just that simple.
Do you have any idea how much shit this could get me into?
I can promise you and your family healthcare for free for the rest of your lives. Does that help? I'll make your retirement pension look fatter than you've ever imagined.
You see her jaw clenching a little bit. The chief glances at her and goes, "Lieutenant, like, you're not seriously considering this, are you?" And you see she looks conflicted. And there's a tense standoff happening right now where it doesn't look like she understands what she wants to do.
Doc is going to look at the chief. Hey, Chief. Simon Albright, can you tell me how he died? Let me give you that answer. No, you can't, because it's classified. You all are good at keeping secrets. I know you are, so why don't you practice it? I'll talk to your captain. I will take the blame. Y'all are not taking another one from me.
About that point, the elevator doors open up, and Martha, you step out and see what looks like a very tense scene playing out.
Lieutenant, I have direct orders from the captain. Stand down on that diagnostic.
Well, look at that. Isn't that just
above table? I have to ask Lisa.
Yep.
You're aware that wasn't the order, right?
Yeah.
Just checking. I just wanted to make sure I was reading the choice.
Here's my thought. I'll do the diagnostic. And also talk to Isaac.
What was Levine's specific instruction for this?
I got the diagnostic is off, but you have to get me the intel.
Exactly.
That's what I also heard. So what did Levine actually want, Eric?
Levine wants to know what Isaac was lying about. Wants to know
Right.
everything that Isaac knows, and specifically what Isaac was hiding.
So
Okay, so maybe instead of a no diagnostic, it's he wants to talk to them again.
Yeah, because even though she is hesitating and that she's going to report this to the captain.
Sure. Yeah,
You
and
can't
that's what he
intimidate
told
her
me to-
into
yeah.
keeping a secret. So she's going to.
I would also like to
Bring
go
back
to
up.
the captain if I could.
So in character, Martha
Mhm.
says, I'm guessing that's what is already happening here. But Lieutenant, I can confirm I just came from the captain. We have a special situation here and we need to handle it accordingly. And the captain is aware of that now. I hope you understand. You can talk to him directly yourself, but we will get what he has asked for, just not through a diagnostic at this time.
What is it exactly that the captain is looking for, Martha?
Well, can I talk to you and Isaac in private?
I'm about to make my way. If you could just, let's real quick. What do you got to say? He's gonna follow you.
Well, I'm not leaving Isaac.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I look at Batista. Do you mind? Can we just clear the room? The three of us need to talk.
I really riled him up. I don't know if they will let you do that.
Her brow furrows and she goes, I noticed that I'm the lieutenant on deck and everyone's talking to me like they can give me orders.
I'm just trying to pay you. Now it's a shame with the.
You can't buy me off. She snaps at you as she's like, you see the irritation
Oh.
getting into her.
Oh, Doc,
as that
I'm sorry. I
hot
missed
head comes
something
out
here.
as she just starts getting really angry.
I missed a whole thing here, apparently.
Yeah,
She-
it was
she
bad.
looks at you and she goes, Corporal, talk to your people, figure this out. You get him under control. He seems to think that he can pull his wallet out here, but he's on a Colonial Marine ship and I'll drop his ass.
Yes, sir.
Chief, stand watch. Give him space. You got 5 minutes. And she heads back over to the elevator where there's a comm unit, a mother console, where she's probably going to, you suspect, radio you up to the bridge to find out what the hell is going on. You guys have some space now.
Great. Okay.
Martha, what the hell is the captain looking for?
Okay. Isaac, the captain knows that you were withholding some information upstairs in his office. He needs to know what that is. Also, he now knows that your behavioral inhibitor is non-existent.
Oh God.
And
Oh, no.
it's under control. He owed me a pretty big favor, and the favor is you're going to be okay, but he needs to know what you were withholding. That's kind of the compromise. That is the compromise, actually. Were you aware that you were not telling the full truth?
I try with deftness to just slide the drive, Maitland's data out of my pocket, like body shielding it from the chief.
You see what looks like a large chip processor. It's still covered in android blood or synthetic blood. You immediately, Lisa, you being you immediately know what it is that they are holding. This
my
was
God.
literally the mission priority was to retrieve anything that Maitland had in their processor if he was to be destroyed.
Oh my God. Isaac, is there a reason you don't want to hand that over?
I don't know. I don't know everything that's on it. I don't know what they would do with it, and I was waiting to talk to you.
Okay.
And then everything happened really, really fast.
It did, totally.
And now I think I'm going to get reset.
No, you're not.
No,
Nope,
you're not.
that's not happening. I promise you, that's the favor the captain owes me. It's not happening. But what if and I peek over at the chief and the lieutenant, if we can get a copy of this for ourselves to review, would you feel ready to hand this over to the Marine Corps?
I mean, I got caught. So I think you just kind of lose, right?
I mean, We could try to make a copy. I stealthily pull out my pad. Do I have my pad on me? Can I have my pad on me?
If you spend a story point, you can have your pad on you.
Please, thank you, please.
Okay, this one comes from Kato, aka Kato.
Thank you, Kato. Yeah, I'm gonna try to hook that baby up. Okay, I have so many things to help with this because of everything that happened last time.
Okay.
So I have +1 to accessing. Actually, I think it's. Oh God, there's so much. Wayland-Yutani medical files, but that's different from this. Let me just do a search real quick. I might have a +1 situation that helps with this.
In the meantime, the chief was on orders to watch us. So is there some kind of unobtrusiveness, body block, other sort of role that we need to make associated with it?
Basically, kind of like doing a sleight of hand check here.
Yeah.
If you're trying to get sneaky with this thing, in which case, I would allow a mobility check, or I would allow, if you can rationalize it, I would allow a contact check if you can rationalize how you use it.
Oh, to wrap in the stealth?
Kind of, yeah, because you're working with tech here and you might be able to sort of make it look like it was something else or whatever.
Like you were working on Isaac or something?
But you are going to be rolling against the chief. And so I do have to warn you above table that you risk getting caught a third time.
Okay, so. I have an idea. I don't think any of those. Remind me. Maitland he's not. What's his tech like? Where was he made?
Maitland?
Yeah.
You don't have a personnel file on him. You're not entirely sure.
Oh.
He is a Hyperdyne system synthetic. Same as Isaac.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
He's model 120A3, a modified or custom order.
I have a +1 to the alien tech accessing that, but
this wouldn't count. Yeah, this is
right.
an alien tech. Yeah.
Okay. So then so as I pull out my pad, and I think there was a connector situation or something. I don't know. We can figure that out in a second. But I will slightly more loudly say, well, listen, Isaac, you're going to have to do a diagnostic, but we're going to make sure that we don't harm you. And we don't mess up any of those special systems that we set up for that mission, because we're going to need those again, buddy. And that's how I'm trying to make it seem normal.
Okay.
You're not doing.
Wink, wink. Okay, so Comtech.
All
2, 3, 4, 5,
all right. Yeah, make a Comtech check.
6, 7, 8. And then I have, this is software, yeah?
What's that?
SSD tricorder.
Yeah.
Tricorder. I put tricorder on my. I
couldn't help
literally.
yourself, could you?
I put it on my sheet, and I always say it out loud by mistake. Okay. Okay. So trying to access this thing and copy as many files as I can.
Mm-hmm.
This is a lot. Should I get a story point too? It's a lot of dice.
Yeah.
Okay,
it's an automatic success. Yeah.
Automatic success, given that there's an opposed roll in this.
Please, thank
Never a bad idea to.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Shock 22.
Thank you.
Thank you, Shock 22.
You're a real one, Shock.
This is Spiral's
Oh my
way
God.
out.
This is really good. Really good.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4 6s.
4 successes. You immediately gain access. As you begin to access the memory, 2 things occur to you. With 4 successes, you can actually stunt this. So keeping in mind that you get all those wicked cool stunts on this tech check, you can don't need to overcome it again, do it in half the time, new unexpected information, hide your tracks is one of the stunts, or showing off. So obviously hiding your tracks is automatically, nobody sees you doing this. The chief is looking around, doesn't see you slide that chip into your comm unit, your computer unit, start immediately getting the information. What would you like to use the other 3 stunts, the other 2 stunts on, rather?
I'd like to use the half the time to get as
Excellent
much
choice.
info as we can. If they give us 10 minutes to do a diagnostic, then I want to double that time of transfer.
Okay. Yeah, there are about 500 zettabytes of information on this thing.
Whoa. I don't even know how much that is.
As you are processing it, so you hid your tracks. You're doing it in half the time.
tracks.
And you get one more.
Okay.
New or unexpected information?
Yeah.
Okay, new and unexpected information. The reason why there's so much data on this thing as it starts to process is you begin to realize a personality construct is currently being downloaded into your data pad.
This is what I was afraid of.
So as you're looking at this and typing on it, you begin to realize that Maitland is on this thing. You are with that many successes, you're able to catch what's happening, but you can see because as you're searching through the files, the program starts to search through your files.
Oh crap. Firewall.
You start frantically like, you all watch Martha's facial expression shift suddenly. Her eyes widen. She goes, "Oh shit!" It starts immediately like tapping on it. You can see her reacting quickly. You're gonna have to make another comtech check.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be versus Maitland.
Oh great. Okay. How many story points do we have left?
You guys we still have a few left.
Enough.
Yeah.
Yo, Maitland, enough.
Yep.
Yeah.
We have enough.
Okay.
Is it possible to assist? I
No,
always forget.
Not on this one, unless you've got something verbal or like kind of like crack a joke or whatever. But yeah.
You have an ability that's called command, in which you give
Yeah.
someone an asset on their next action if they're complying with your orders. Doc,
I don't know that he knows enough about what's going on to.
you can
You see panic on Martha's face.
Yeah.
You want to just take care of it, sort of thing.
Okay.
like take a deep breath and try one of those
All
things.
right, then I will give the command. This is only if that flies with you, Eric. I don't know what's going on, Martha, but I need you to lock it down quick.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Yes. Captain Doctor, sir. Okay. Thank you for that. Okay.
We got assists in here with their built-in. Don't you worry about it.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Plus a story point. Yes. Okay.
Let's see if you can avoid a Johnny Silverhand situation here.
Okay. I see some sixes. Okay.
How many?
I have 2. Oh God.
2?
Well, 2 and then the auto. So
Okay,
3
the
total.
auto just saved you.
Oh Jesus Christ. Oh my God. Oh my God.
It's happened twice now.
The auto is how you manage to stop the intrusion of a sentient AI from being uploaded into your comm pad. And because you got 4 successes, you were able to get the information you needed, but you managed to put a stop to it. You see there's a file search going through, and the file search starts happening. First of all, you're identified, and it sees your personal file of like your number, your uniform code, everything, like uniform number, everything is like popping up in it. You kind of furrow your brow for a second, and you start realizing that your personal information, not much is on your pad. Most of this is just like who it belongs to and your passwords and stuff like that. But you also see there's personnel files. There is traces of top secret communications between you and a certain general. There's like all of this stuff starts getting sifted through. As soon as you start realizing what's happening, you immediately go to work and shut down as much of the upload as you can. You just kind of hardwire, yank the thing out of the socket just as you end up breaking away. You manage to break away just in time, and the connection is severed, and your pad goes dark, and it just reboots. So it's like a botched download, basically. But you did get some data. You're not sure what you got.
Okay. I look up Isaac and Captain Doctor. I think that's about all we can get.
For this diagnostic.
Yes, from this. Nope, that's a good diagnostic. Isaac.
Yes.
Well, why don't we give these fine folks whatever it is they want so we can go have our conversation.
Yes. I just have a quick question for Isaac about this, and I'm referring to the Maitland hard drive. you saved Maitland. Did you know that?
It worked.
What do you want to do with him?
What are you going to tell the captain?
I'm going to give him something, I guess, but no, I'm asking. I really want to know, like, why did you save Maitland?
He was a custom order. And he was for xenoarchaeology, and he was as strong as I am. He killed people in that library, and someone has to find out why. Who ordered that? Who does that?
Okay. Okay. So, no, go ahead. Go ahead.
I thought you would know what to do. Because I didn't know what to do. And then everyone was yelling, and then the doc was talking too much about walking in front of guns. That would never happen because I would take that, and then all of his efforts would be for naught.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. Okay. I think the three of us should go to the captain. Explain. It's okay, Isaac. And we can just explain. We wanted to know why. Do some research. But also explain that this is a very sensitive hard drive that should not. It needs security, and it should not just be handled like any old hard drive. He needs to know that.
Martha, if I may.
Yes, Captain Doctor.
Y'all could just call me Albright.
Why? Why would we do that, Captain Doctor?
I don't know that your captain is the sort of man that can respect the decision that Isaac made and the reasons that Isaac made them. I think it would bring far more comfort if your captain believed that Isaac was under orders to do these things.
Okay, yeah. Yeah.
Now, Isaac, if you are all right with this, I would like to project the notion that it was under my very specific orders that you retained Maitland's hard drive, and that it was under my orders that you commenced this deception. I think that they'll feel more comfortable with the synthetic following an order that is not well thought out, rather than you being curious as to the origins of Maitland. But this is a conspiracy that will require all of our agreement.
Well, I've proved I'm pretty much the worst secret agent ever, so I don't know if I can help. But I trust both of you. Whatever we need to do, I'll do it.
Now, I'm assuming that we're in very hushed tones right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
I am in agreement with this plan. So, okay. Let's go.
Okay. You all start heading back over to the lift. Lieutenant looks up from where she is at. You see She stiffens up, takes a few steps towards everyone and blocks the elevator, and she holds up her hands and goes, whoa, 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 hold up. What's going on here?
Lieutenant, we want to provide the captain with the information that he was seeking from Isaac.
Well, I'm sorry, but the captain can't be addressed right now.
Oh. Okay.
And I do feel I owe you an apology. I was in a rather autism of a mood. That was it, like me.
You owe me a thank you.
Thank you. For what?
Not knocking your teeth out down the back of your throat and dropping your ass to the ground like I should have.
That would be a terrible way to die. Not the worst that I've seen the last couple of days. The asphyxiation from the teeth would be gnarly, and chances of some cutting some down the way, so I might drown him out. Yeah, that might be one of the. Sorry, what was that now?
I checked in with the captain and he agreed. He said the diagnostic didn't have to happen, but you were supposed to get information from Isaac.
Yes, yeah.
So whatever information you got, you were to give it to me and I'm to report back to the captain with it.
Oh, he doesn't want to see us personally?
His exact words were, as soon as we've docked at Beacon, I want them all off my ship.
Oh, God. Okay. I look at Captain.
I don't know what you did to piss off the old man, Martha. He is pissed.
Can you just, Lieutenant Batista, can you just tell him it's really, really sensitive information? He probably needs to hear it directly from us.
Absolutely not.
And sorry. No. Okay.
I made another rather foolish decision. That's the information that your captain's looking for. You see, in our possession lies the sentient AI of Maitland.
Face drops.
Surprise.
Think your captain might want to talk to me now?
Say that again.
Oh, right. In our possession is the hard drive of one Maitland, the wayward sentient AI, or synthetic, rather.
O'Connell?
That is the second time you've called
O'Connell.
him today.
O'Connell steps over and says, yes, sir. Where is it? She looks at you. A lot of you.
I do believe it's in your possession, Martha. Are you the one that has it on your person?
It was, but it was fried. I got some of the data. I can send that to you. But in trying to access it myself, and apologies to the captain, I fried the whole dang thing. Isaac wanted to preserve it just for research. The captain ordered it, and then we saw what it was, and
yeah.
But I can send you what I have, what I got.
Yes.
She's quiet. She stares at you.
Sorry.
She glances at the dock. She glances back at you, Martha. Says, what the fuck are you doing, Martha? The old man's cut you some slack. You keep pushing him, you're going to end up in the brig with Varela. All of you are. It's not worth it. Whatever you're doing right now. It's not worth it.
Batista, on my pad, I have partial data from Maitland's drive. Does the captain want that?
Where did you get that? You said you have in your possession?
Had. It's fried.
He's going to want to search everything you guys got. I tell the captain that you had it all along, but now it's busted. He is not going to believe a word you say for the rest of your lives. He is going to take you all and have you strip searched in a brig. He's under orders from the brass to recover anything on Maitland.
This is...
Go ahead. Look at Isaac.
I like you guys a lot. Whatever you're doing, don't go this way. It ends bad for all of us.
I turn to Isaac. You sure?
Yeah.
I turn back to Batista. I'll see if I can repair the drive enough. But yes, We do have the drive.
That's all I heard. Give me what you got. Call it quits here. Everybody's fine.
I turn away from Batista a little bit halfway, and I will pull out my pad, the hard drive, and whatever connector thing. Pretend I'm not going to plug it in again. I'm going to pretend to connect them and, go through the motions of doing like data recovery, like refreshing, like
the fig leaf to keep all of this.
Yeah.
She doesn't pay you a lot of scrutiny. She's just waiting to see what you do. So you don't have to roll or anything here.
Okay.
So.
Oh, okay. There it is. Yeah. All right. All right. I was able to reinitiate the. I'm just gonna techno babble my way out of this. It's working now. But please, the captain needs to know this is. Don't plug it in just willy-nilly.
She's like, I will make sure that he knows that. And I will not tell him what happened down here. And he glances, she just glances directly at Doc and then back at you, Martha.
Okay, thanks, Batista. Wow. I really feel like we know each other really well now, huh?
Yeah. You owe me some fucking drinks.
Yeah.
Shit you just put me through.
Really use a drink too.
Chief raises
Hey,
his
look,
hand.
we're at Beacon.
I'm going to pretend like I didn't hear any of this and go back to work, if that's all right, Lieutenant. That's a good idea, Chief. O'Connell says, yeah, I guess I'll do that too, Lieutenant, unless this is bad. She goes, no, it's fine. It's been rectified. No one's in trouble now. No one's going against the captain's word. Return to your duties. Okay. He turns and he stops and he just kind of pauses and looks at you, Isaac, and says, it's nice meeting you.
Yeah, thanks.
Good.
It's really cool.
Okay, you hand her the chip. She takes it. And she just says, don't be on the ship when I hand the old man this chip. He'll like you again once he calms down. Hey. Good work out there. Planet side and everything.
Thanks. You too.
I'm gonna go get Tig.
A few minutes later, you all find yourselves walking the long corridor of the airlock on the entryway into Beacon. That long rounded corridor opens up into a sliding heavy door set that exits from this cargo area into the greater space that is the one of the many airlocks that Beacon has at the tech level. Now, you remember these airlocks because this is where the Colonial Marshal's office is located down here. So you're very familiar with this space. This is actually where Isaac would spend a lot of Isaac's time doing a lot of the work down here, moving around cargo and stuff. As soon as the doors open, waiting for you on the other side is the wonderful, friendly face of Amelia LaRoche, and who is standing right next to Mirani, station security. When you guys step off, as soon as you start approaching them, stepping back as the air kind of rushes in towards you, stepping into the atmosphere of Beacon, you can see the place is as busy as it ever was. And a Preston Baker is approaching you all as you come walking up. Clearly had been notified that the Coral Sea had arrived, comes walking up. It occurs to all of you as you're looking around that it looks like just about every piece of equipment here in the cargo bay is being put in storage. You see a lot of the stuff is being put into these large crates, and you see a lot of the tools have been removed from some of the workshop areas. Lots of people are down here working more than normal. And Baker steps up to all of you and goes, well, welcome back, returning heroes. Can't wait to hear about what happened.
What's going on here?
Beacon's finished. They're shutting us down. And that is our cliffhanger tonight, folks. That is where we have to leave.
Well, that went well.
I just had one email to send, but this is cool.
A lot happened during hypersleep. I see.
I love that you guys have fought xenomorphs. You fought neomorphs. You've escaped explosions and low pressure grav. There was a fucking predator at one point. But tonight might be the closest this group has ever come
to a TPK.
TPK.
It's because we didn't have any stress to back us up. We had
Total persuasion.
well
check.
rested.
No, that the one person who would have had to make a check. I didn't have stress dice.
That's
You
that
guys
was
are
just the
trying-
empathy check.
You guys are trying to reason with people who are under orders, and oh my god, like pushing poor Batista to her limits.
Oh my god.
Thank
my
you,
God.
Eric.
That was great. You guys,
I'm like a little relieved I didn't have to be like. I was like, I don't know if I probably would have made it worse. I'm so like,
Don't worry, we all made it worse.
Yeah.
Oh no.
It just got worse and worse.
Oh god.
Don't
We
worry,
live
I'm sure
by the
all of this will
DM's
have
grace.
no negative repercussions whatsoever.
and
I
Yeah,
can't believe the
that
most
was-
allergic to authority wasn't the one pushing buttons today.
right. In truth, Tig was the one that was like kind of falling back into the old habit of being like, team, we're on the same team.
Yeah,
'Cause-
she folded at the top of the episode, and then everybody else went, "Hold on, let me pick up the slack."
True, the Colonial Marines are the good guys, but they follow orders, and sometimes that runs afoul of what you guys need to get done. And tonight, it was just one of those great moments where you all were butting heads. It was really good.
Awesome.
Let's break out some XP before we call it a night, friends. Let's do that right here so we don't forget on stream. So, really good game. I was like, it's been so intense with the combat and stress and everything. I bet you tonight's going to be a heavy RP night for this crew on their way back. But I was like, you know, I had all the story plotted.
Social combat. Yeah.
Social combat all night. Okay, so if I remember correctly, that's page 11. Is that correct? Did we decide?
Page
Yeah.
32.
Nope, I'm looking at the wrong thing.
Page 35,
35.
is what I have written,
Yes.
but I don't know if that's the digital or the
Yeah, I
paper.
don't know the page number.
It is. I have no idea.
Yeah, my XP log says page 35 at the top. So, but I don't know. Like I said, I don't know what edition that is.
Okay,
Did I not spend?
page 35 is not. That's popping up the timeline for me. That is not the page.
Okay. Okay.
You guys have the page? It's not 35. At least not on my PDF.
Do you want me
that's
to
because
just...
it's the Colonial. I'm sorry, I opened the wrong book. I opened the Colonial Marines handbook. That always happens. Always happens. Okay,
Word.
so here we go. Page 35.
So much good content.
I know.
Mhm.
Okay, so did you? Yep, y'all were here. It's Game 1 XP for just being here. Did you make a sacrifice or risk something? Yes. Yeah, you guys definitely risked. You guys risked a lot tonight. Did you risk your life for another buddy? Technically, you didn't risk your life, no. So I'm not going to give that one to you. Did you challenge or stand up to? Yes. Technically, it wasn't a rival. We haven't used the buddy rival system that's inherent in Alien yet, because I felt like I wanted to leave that to you guys and to set that up on your own instead of kind of establishing offhand. But in this case, I'm going to count it as you definitely stood up to somebody who was working against what the party wanted, working against the party interest. Nobody made a panic roll. Did you overcome a dangerous event? No.
No.
Wasn't.
Maitland taking over my pad.
You don't know if that was dangerous. It was certainly scary. But did you make a significant discovery or revelation? Yes, I would say you did.
Just a couple.
You have at least half a brain of Maitland on your data pad right now. Did you perform an action of extraordinary? Yes, I would say y'all performed an extraordinary action at this point. Y'all really pushed it to the limit tonight. And you haven't earned any money yet, but actually payroll is coming around for Beacon so that you guys will get some personal money deposited into your accounts pretty
With
soon.
severance, I'm assuming.
Severance?
Oh God.
Oh yeah, right. Because you, yeah, I guess that could be a thing. So we'll find out if that's a thing. Hello, loud boy.
Kitty. Oh my goodness.
He's a talker.
Oh yeah, yes.
Y'all, thank you so much for joining us for our season 3 premiere of Beacon tonight. It was an interesting one. Lots of great roleplay tonight. We will be back next Monday. Don't forget, next Monday is going to be our charity stream. So on top of everything else that we're doing, we are going to be setting up a charity fundraiser for a charity of our choice. We're looking at Doctors Without Borders right now, but we'll keep you guys posted. Until next time, though, my friends, this is the crew of the Beacon signing off.
Bye.